with news from across the Federation, spanning the region and covering the globe. This is the Kyssfm SKN News Now Morning Edition, your one true source for news. And now your presenter.
Good morning. Today is Tuesday, 20th February 2018. I'm Kinney James. These are the top stories. Nationally, Keon High Environment Club plants trees for Volunteer Day. Internationally, Sudan to free all of last month's detainees. And in sports, Guyana will be one of the host countries for this year's ICC Women's World T20 West Indies Cricket Tournament. We'll also have a look at today's updated weather forecast and Carib update. Now for a look at the news in detail. Third and fourth form students of the Keon High School responded to Prime Minister Dr. Timothy Harris's charge for this year's 2018 Volunteer Day by planting fruit trees at the entrance of the school and in the school's garden. The students, who make up the school's environment club, partnered with the UNESCO St. Mary's Biosphere Reserve Program, the Caribbean Sustainable Environment Awareness Organization, the Ministry of Community Development and Social Affairs, and the National Volunteers Day Committee to execute the initiative. A total of 8 fruit trees were planted as a result. Mr. Winston Ibro Caesar, MAB committee member and local farmer who resides in Keon, lended guidance to the students and demonstrated how to plant and maintain the trees. Teachers at the school and coordinator of the Environmental Science Club, Dr. Joel Clark, said the exercise was an excellent tool to instill the spirit of volunteerism in the students, all while giving them the practical experience of promoting sustainable development goals 2 and 13, which are no hunger and climate action, respectively. She said the students are getting the opportunity to apply the knowledge taught in the Environment Club sessions. Additionally, beyond today, they will care for the plants weekly. The exercise is also part of an ongoing education for sustainable development program to encourage youth participation in the growth and development of the St. Mary's Biosphere Reserve. Alistair Isaac, an inmate at Her Majesty's Prison in Bastille, suffered injury when, after receiving the full impact of a scattershot bullet fired by a prison officer. The incident occurred sometime earlier this month. According to multiple sources, a member of the Prison Enforcement Response Team opened fire on Isaac, striking him in the leg. Isaac was subsequently rushed to the emergency department of the Joseph N. France General Hospital, where he received treatment. His leg was placed in a cast and discharged. The circumstances surrounding the matter are not clear, but according to sources, Isaac was being taken to solitary confinement by a prison officer when the incident occurred. Isaac has a long prison record and served sentences for several offenses, including possession of cannabis, larceny, possession of a firearm and ammunition, robbery and escaping lawful custody while under guard at the JNF General Hospital. With 21 convictions and regarded as a career criminal, Isaac is serving a 12-year sentence for wounding and attacking a woman. A 38-year sentence follows that for attacking and raping a woman at knife point and assaulting her husband. On the international scene, Sudan's foreign minister has told international media that all political prisoners who were detained last month will be released. More than 80 have already been freed, including prominent opposition leaders. Sudan had faced international pressure to release the detainees who were arrested after anti-government protests about the rising cost of food. Mohammed Val reports.
The move to release dozens of political prisoners from jails in the Sudanese capital, Khartoum, came as a surprise. Most were arrested last month after protests about soaring prices and tough economic conditions turned violent.
We will work hard to get rid of the reasons that have led to demonstrations and detention. We will be in contact with all parties concerned. We will keep and maintain the human rights, and we will put an end to political polarization in the country for the sake of our nation.
Families of those released from prison were delighted, but concerned for the ones still detained.
We are happy. We need all the prisoners to be released. We need our country to live in peace. We need nothing but peace and security.
The release came as a result of the commitment of the government to political freedoms, and that the arrest primarily was very short and as it used to happen in the past. We are all very happy, and all the Sudanese people are happy, and I can assure you that everybody will be released. This is the decision of the president, and the rest will follow.
The freed prisoners included leaders of the opposition who are calling for all political factions to unite in order to find a solution to Sudan's problems. And they are demanding the release of all prisoners of opinion.
We need a full and comprehensive dialogue. Such a dialogue is the only way to take our country away from this crisis. Detention in prisons will never sort out our issues. It is now the time to resort to the best methods to find peaceful solutions to the problems in our country.
The presidential decree to release the prisoners came after the appointment of a new security chief, and it followed calls from representatives of several foreign embassies. The arrests were made during a wave of protests in several cities against the rise in bread prices and other economic difficulties facing the Sudanese people. Many now hope the government and opposition parties can get together for talks aimed at resolving the country's persistent crisis.
In sports, when the ICC Women's World T20 tournament rolls into the West Indies later this year, November 3rd to 25th, 3 countries will play host for the region. Guyana, St. Lucia, and Antigua and Barbuda won the bids to host the 3-week historic tournament, which will showcase the women's version of the game in a standalone global event for the first time. Guyana will be officially declared as one of the host countries today in a ceremony slated for 4 p.m., which will be hosted jointly by the people and government of Republic of Guyana and the local organizing committee supported by Cricket West Indies. The event will include the symbolic presentation of a cricket bat to signify Guyana's commitment to host their leg of the event. Additionally, there will be brief greetings and remarks from the government, CWI, and ICC. The event will take place at the historic site, Yumanayana. It is a conical palm-thatched hut established in August 1972 as a VIP lounge and recreation center. The structure is made from thatched Albanian and Manicole palm leaves, and Walaba posts lashed together with Mokru, Turu, and Nibi vines. The thatch has no nails. Yamanayana is a YY word meaning meeting place of the people. The launch will be streamed live on windiescricket.com or Facebook, and persons can tune in for all full coverage from 4 p.m. The next stop will be St. Lucia on Tuesday, February 20th, and 3-country tour will end in Antigua and Barbuda on Friday, February 23rd. And now we take a look at today's weather. In today's weather forecast, a deep layered high-pressure ridge will maintain a relatively stable atmosphere over the Leeward Islands tonight and tomorrow. However, shallow clouds embedded within a moderate to fresh breeze will cause brief interruptions to otherwise normal weather conditions. Therefore, skies over St. Kitts and Nevis tonight will be partly cloudy with a chance of a brief passing shower. Tomorrow will be partly sunny in general with a chance of a brief early morning and a late afternoon shower. Winds are east-northeasterly at an average speed between 15 to 19 miles per hour, occasionally reaching to an average of 24 miles per hour over coastal waters and elevated terrains. Seas are rough with heights between 2.1 to 2.8 meters or 7 to 9 feet. A small craft warning remains in effect, while seabathers should be very cautious, particularly in the near coastal waters east of the islands. The sea level pressure is 19.4 millibars, 30.10 parts of an inch. The sun will set today at 6:14 p.m. And that item brings us to the end of the Kyssfm SKN News Now Morning Edition. Now for a recap of the top stories. Nationally, Cairn High School's Environment Club plants trees for Volunteers Day. Internationally, Sudan to free all of the last month's detainees. And in sports, Guyana will be one of the host countries for this year's ICC Women's World T20 West Indies cricket series. Thanks for tuning in for another SKN News Now presentation. I've been your presenter, Kenny James. Stay tuned. Carib Update comes up next.